It's just two black brothers on the microphone. 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 You already know what the time is. I handle my biz. It ain't no sleeping on the job. Open up your eyelids. We back working on the craft, doing what we do best. Full court running the press. A couple of vets. By request is just two black brothers discussing everything under the sun. Victorious run, rushing for the touchdown. 2-point conversion. We not kicking. We philosophizing with pole politicking. The DJ, period, point blank. The choice ain't too difficult, but we do what the mother folks can't. In the paint, we going hard, cause we gotta be. Draft pick, lottery, flow, sacred geometry. That's right, the people do so much talking. They close their mouth when they hear grown-ups talking. I showed up often doing more of the work. It's 4 eyes, now who you with? Well, spoiler alert, it's just two black brothers on the microphone. Get live for the interview. It's just two black brothers on the microphone. They might teach you a thing or two. It's just two black brothers on the microphone. Tell them if your baby mom asks. It's just two black brothers on the microphone with a motherfucking podcast.
Welcome to the Just Two Black Brothers podcast. I'm DJ Pierre. That's my brother Poe. We joined by the homie Knowledge Born Allah. What's going on with you, my man?
Yo, I just want to say that intro is supreme fire. You understand what I'm saying? You gotta just let that marinate for a second. You can't just jump in like, yo, what's going on? Blah, blah. Hey, introduce yourself, motherfucker. Hey, you gotta let that shit breathe. You gotta let that shit breathe. You see what I'm saying? Like when you deal with layered simplicity, you gotta look at all of the angles that's there. That's a dope spin-off of the Outkast. You know what I'm saying? The beat, the tempo, you get excited. You understand what I'm saying? Like you engaged on a multitude of levels. You see what I'm saying? Right. That this joint right here, this intro is like the intro to Power. I don't even know if y'all seen the show. They tried to change the.
It's a big rich sound. Hey, you know what the fuck are you doing? He had to change it back. He tried to give Trey Songz some love, but everybody was like, "Nah, bro, you gotta go back to the Joe joint. You gotta go back."
What is that? What is
that?
You're
gonna lose viewers just on that,
right? So it's just beautiful that y'all got something that already draw, us in, and the imagery is crazy. Y'all got like the Wayans brothers, like, hey Marlon, say cheese. You know what I'm saying? Little vibe with it.
You know what? I got that. I got the whole logo. I got the logo from the Wayne. Hey, it's funny because I got it from the. You know how when the show went off, it showed the two brothers.
Yeah.
And then say Marlon, say cheese. That's where I got the idea for the logo from.
I love it. You see what I'm saying? So
you in tune with
I'm glad.
So what's up?
Man, we could get Go ahead, Paul.
I'll say, how you doing today?
I'm good, man. Ghetto child trying to make it out here. You understand what I'm saying? Like, we know what we up against, a lot of stuff going on, and what matters most is where you at and who you are. You understand what I'm saying? Like, if you're aware of who you are and where you at, you good out here. Otherwise, somebody gonna snatch you up out of here. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm focused.
Yeah, I know your name is Knowledge Born Allah, so that's very powerful. That kind of tell us what you about right there, just the name.
I hope so.
Then even with the radio, I see your podcast is named Do the Knowledge Radio.
Yes.
Yeah, so just shit, wherever you want to start, man, just kind of let us know your background in music and how you got in the podcast. Cause I know it was probably music before the podcasting.
Well, I'm not an artist, I leave that to the professionals. Them professional folk out there, they got it, whether they mumbling, whether they stuttering, whatever the hell they doing, they getting the check. You understand what I'm saying? So, we had our heyday, in regards to experiencing music. You see what I'm saying? Like everybody thought they could rap in the 90s. I think that's why it was the way it was. It was so competitive. You see what I'm saying? Everybody thought that they could do what they heard someone else do. You see what I'm saying? So I don't think we even got a chance to understand the significance of what this music and this art form was, because everybody was trying to do it. You see what I'm saying? Now everyone is doing it. No one, you know, they be like, we like, Pastor, you got, yeah, I got that mixtape. You know what I'm saying?
Pastor got a mixtape
out. Pastor. They be like, hey, mechanic dude, like, can you change my oil? Yeah, I'm gonna change the oil, but I need you to know I got this mixtape. You know, I'm like, so you know, these kinds of things they come along, but you know, everything has a story. So this kind of brings me to the story of Doodle Knobs Radio. Doodle Knobs Radio was formed about 6 years ago, you know, with the mind frame of two missions. You know, there was a lot of things that's going on, and y'all been around a lot longer than me, so y'all know what I'm saying is true. You see personalities come and in and out, and it be, you know, you deal with the antics and all of this other stuff, and the highs and the lows and the fly by nights and the never should have haves. When all of that stuff clears out, we still black, and there's still a conversation that needs to happen that on the things that affect us on the daily, socially, economically, spiritually, emotionally, and psychologically, and spiritually. You see what I'm saying? You know, we're bombarded with a barrage of things, but there's nobody there to help us sort through these things as they present themselves. So Doodle Knobs really had a mission to deal with the social ills and maladies from a psychological perspective and their effects on our people. You know, that's part of the mission statement, I believe. So the goal was to bring everyday people on and to celebrate them. You know, I'm a host and facilitator, but I'm really like a janitor over there. You understand what I'm saying? So I bring people on, and it's, you know, focused on the guests. Like when you bring guests into your home, your modality changes. You know, you adapt to your guests that come in. You invited them into your home. So we welcome the guests into our home, and we allow them to express themselves. You see what I'm saying? Their talents, their skills, their technical expertise, their organization, their spiritual or political ideology, whatever that is, we give them space to express themselves. So whoever benefits from that message, we have a space for them. You know, we have a safe space for them to do what they need to do. And the other part was a thing that I found is that we no longer pay homage to yesterday. So we looking at today and hoping for tomorrow and acting as if we're going to be doing something new than yesterday. You understand what I'm saying? So we dealt with that from a modicum of celebrating in our society from a cultural perspective, our ancestors, our elders, our peer group, and our youth in a fashion that's personified. So that's a thing that pushed and propelled us to the front. It wasn't all about me. You understand? Because if it was about me, brothers, it would be just one brother with one damn episode. You understand what I'm saying? Right. So being out there and of service and looking for people to celebrate. So whether they had big names, if we went to the big names, every big name has 1,000 little names behind it. So we gave credence to the big names and credence to those 1,000 names that made us, you know, aware of the big name. So this was the goal. So whether it was yesterday, whether it was our ancestors, whether it's our elders, whether it's our peer group, whether it's our youth, everybody has a story. So our central focus is on our people, you know, exclusively. And I do have to say exclusively because, you know, that other stuff where we start, you know, all of that other stuff, like I'm clear with mine. You see what I'm saying? Like that platform, Doodle Knobs Radio, is exclusively for Black people only. You see what I'm saying? So they have a space, we have a space where we can go to express ourselves in whatever manner we see fit. You see what I'm saying? So that's kind of like the short version.
You know, so what are some of your favorite episodes that you did so far?
Dang, man, we in the same business. We was just cool. We was just cool. I had my boy on Karev from Heritage Hip Hop, and I was like, "Yo, man, what's some of your favorite episodes?" You know what I'm saying? Just because people ask me that. You see what I'm saying? I got about 2,200 episodes. You see what I'm saying? So I gotta go through and don't slight nobody. You see what I'm saying? Like, oh, he ain't say my episode. You see what I'm saying? Whatever the case may be. But if I did have to pick a couple, I really love stories. Like I read a lot of books because I was on punishment when I was young, all the time. You see what I'm saying? So my mom would be like, you take it, the behind whooping or the punishment. And she gave me the behind whipping and the punishment. You see what I'm saying? So, but then she figured out as long as I was surrounded by books, I was good. So, I got a book right here, right next to me. Wise Intelligence book. You see what I'm saying? Manufacturing of a dumbed down rapper. 3/5 of an MC. You see what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, I gotta get that. I gotta get that one.
Who wrote that?
Yeah, Wise Intelligent from Poor Righteous Teachers.
Oh, that's tight.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna get that.
Yeah, I mean he got autographed copies available if you get it from him directly. You see what I'm saying? His website, wiseintelligent.com. Check it out. You see what I'm saying? So as long as I had books with me, I could go to places that I couldn't physically go because I was on punishment. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes I got bravehearted and snuck out the house and just took the behind whooping when I got home. You understand? So,
you was on some kid and play shit. You snuck out the house.
Right. Right. That's a perfect example. You see what I'm saying? So, listening to stories and hearing stories from everyday people. You see what I'm saying? We could get on with the greats. Like I had an episode that I waited a long time for. I waited 5 years for an interview with Lord Jamar. You see what I'm saying? So I waited for 5 years. We was back and forth with the schedule and all this and blah blah blah. And when it actually happened, he just hit me like, "Yo, call me." And then I called him, and I'm on the phone. I was like, "Yeah, I need a couple days to get everything together." He was like, "You need a couple of days?"
You've been waiting 5 years.
Shit. Right. You see what I'm saying? Like you need a couple of days. I was like, get your shit together. Excuse my language if I can't cuss up here. You understand?
You good.
Oh, okay. So I was like, get your shit together and let's do this damn. I'm like, all right, we could do it tonight, 7 to 9. He said 9. Boom. I looked at the calendar, and it was the 20-year anniversary of Dead Prez album, Let's Get Free. So I'm interviewing Lord Jamar, the guy that was largely responsible for us hearing Dead Prez and working on that first album, Let's Get Free, on the 20-year anniversary. You see what I'm saying? So I'm like, oh, this is ancestrally aligned, and this is creator driven. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm like, what better opportunity is this? So, Les Brown said, you gotta be hungry. So when the opportunity presents itself, you gotta be hungry. So I gave this bomb ass intro, and he paused for a second and was like, damn. All the years in the industry and the business and going this place and that place and this, interview, that interview, blah, blah, blah. And you never get an intro like that. 5 years in the making. You see what I'm saying? So you can throw the ball on the 1 yard line with the number one running back in football and throw an interception instead of giving it to the man who gonna get it done. You see what I'm saying? So that was a great episode and a great opportunity for us to compare notes because we know some of the same people and things like that, and to hear his experience without a filter. So, there's plenty of other episodes to get in, but if I could just think about that one right there, the time, and thinking about where I was in that time frame, the highs and the lows and everything that I went through, podcasting, as y'all know, you see what I'm saying? It was right in season for that opportunity. And I was seasoned, and I had went through the hells that go along with saying I want to do something, to be in that position right there to properly receive that opportunity when it was there. You know what I mean? So that's one of 2,200.
Yeah, how you doing all them episodes? Cause you said 6 years, but you said 21,000, so you must be doing like 7 days a week or more than 7 days a week.
Well, it was like that for a while. it was like that. It was 7 days. The history of the show began as a weekend episode, weekend show, Saturday, Sunday. So the first couple of episodes, Saturday, Sunday, and then it was, I want to interview whomever, but the availability didn't work on the weekends, so it was some weekdays. And then it was, I'm paying all of this money, why not maximize the amount of output in the month? So I started to go and find shows and people and give them an opportunity to where 5 days a week, we didn't have the same show. We didn't have the same topic. We didn't have the same people. So 5 days out of the week, we had almost whatever they call it nowadays, podcast network now and stuff like that. I didn't know what that was. It was just, I didn't want to hear the same person every day. 5 days a week, Monday to Friday. So everybody had their own lane for each day. And then the weekend was reserved for the guests. So whether the guests could make it on that day or not, we just had to catch them at another time. You see what I'm saying? So that was building up and, empowering brothers and sisters to express themselves. And then these things led to other things with other people. So, yeah, that's what it was. And it took that first year to figure it out. I was actually discouraged after the first episode because I was on Blog Talk. I don't know if y'all familiar with that.
Yeah.
I was on Blog Talk when Blog Talk was popping. You see what I'm saying? So the technical difficulties in my mind from the first episode was something that struck me like, I'm like, maybe that's not it. You see what I'm saying? Maybe I need to go do something else. And one of my brothers, he called me on the phone. He was like, yo, Knowledge, man, you sure you ain't never did no radio before? I'm like, nah. He's like, yo, it was a natural. You had a whole format and all kind of people was calling in and da-da-da-da-da. And that's what I needed to hear in regards to confirmation to say, okay, maybe I'm looking at this all wrong. Maybe it's 90% in my head. You see what I'm saying? So I went back and listened to the episode and I was like, oh, these times, technical difficulties, you get cut off, all kind of stuff, blah, blah, blah. You see what I'm saying? And I persevered through it. So the things that sound like it was, 10 minutes long where I'm not on there, it's really like 2 minutes. Yeah. Maybe 30 seconds.
You see what I'm saying? But it feels like 10 minutes though.
Right. Yeah. So, everybody kept on flowing. So when I flowed back in, flowed out, whatever, nobody could even tell. You see what I'm saying? So it was really in my mind, like, maybe that's not it. And then you get that confirmation, like, yeah, that's it. And that's the confirmation to continue. So then going back and, maximizing relationships, like people that, I grew up with, people that, I was in the military for 17 years, people that I dealt with, things like that, people in the conscious community. These were all people that I extended the opportunity to first. You see what I'm saying? And people came through, showed love, blah, blah, blah. So it just continued to move on its own. I had to get it started. And after that, just kept on going.
What branch of service were you in?
In the Army.
Okay, yeah, we was both in the Marines.
Oh, y'all was in the real military. I was in like the acceptable second.
What made you say you did 17 years?
Yeah.
Yeah, why you ain't knock that 20 out?
I was trying, you know what I'm saying? But the explosions and the shrapnel and you know what I'm saying, all the other shit was telling me, get your ass up out of here. You know what I'm saying? Like, how many times you gonna go in the vehicle and it blow up and you don't die? You see what I'm saying? So after that, I was like, all right, something telling me maybe I need to get up out of here. I retired, medically retired, right? Before that Ebola crisis broke out. And my black ass would have been the one over there trying to shoot Ebola out of the sky. You understand? Like, nah, I'm good. That was January 1st, 2014.
Okay, you got out. Shit, you got out after us. I got out 2004. I think we got like 2010 period.
2012.
Yeah, so you the newest one compared to us.
Yeah, 2004. I was dug in Iraq, deep in Iraq, in places I ain't need to be at. You understand what I'm saying? Like deeply dug in 03, 04, 05, 06.
What made you join?
04, 05, 7, 8.
Y'all was looking for the yellow cake.
Right.
Yeah, I said, what made you join?
God.
What you mean?
I mean, I tried God. You know, it was revealed to me that I was going to be in the military, you know, through my family, through their relationship with God. God told them that's, you know, was my destiny. And I tried everything in the world not to go to the military. Everything. You know? Other folks used to say, you want to make God laugh, tell him your plans. You see what I'm saying?
For real.
So, you know, I tried to tell God my plans. I ain't having that, what I'm looking like in this white band military, blah, blah, blah. You know who I am. And in every circumstance to where there was no possible option for anything else other than the military or imprisonment. You know what I'm saying? It looks so bad. You understand what I'm saying? So the doors sometimes, you know, we be thinking that it's supposed to be this or that or that. And when these doors are closed, we have fret in our heart. You see what I'm saying? But once those doors are closed, that means all these other distractions are moved out the way for you to be able to go into the way that you're supposed to go. So if you got an inclination to do something and, you know, you want to teeter around or you want to straddle the fence or whatever, God got a way of knocking your ass off of that fence and pushing you towards where you going. So you ain't like Lot wife turning into a pillar of salt because you trying to look back on some shit. You understand what I'm saying? Like that door is closed. Like boom, you don't need to see what's burning up behind you. You need to see what's in front of you. You know what I mean? So that was the situation with the military, and I can be honest, I don't even know how I made it 17 years because I didn't change, you know, who I was at all. You know, I didn't try to conform or play the game or anything like that. It was, you know, there's some things that I learned from military service, but I didn't change who I was. And everybody around me respected me for not. It cost me some stuff in regards to promotion and stuff like that. I had to wait a little longer. I had to go through some other kind of stuff, but I still maintain, you know, who I was and the foundation that I stood on when I came in. You know, amidst
that's a real talk right there. Hey, he said it cost me some promotion. Hey, you keep being yourself. I know what that is, man.
You was one of the cool step sons.
He's like E6, the 17 been in 17 years, only E6. I remember you got a 20-year-old E6, man. He don't care about nothing, yo. And everybody know what he is. He don't even salute nobody no more.
Right.
They don't even mess with him. Like, man, he ain't gonna bother Stat Sergeant, man. He doing his thing.
But Stat Sergeant, shit, he about to get out.
Yeah.
Right.
No, I know. I've been there. That's why I got out.
Yeah, I cared about my people. I went to bat. All the shit that you ain't supposed to do, I did. You see what I'm saying? Like all of the stuff you was warned about. Like, nah, you care, you can't be caring and blah 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 and all this other stuff. Like you trying to go to bat, they're gonna sell you up the river and blah blah blah. You know, all those things they warned me about, it happened. It all happened. It was all right. Nobody ever lied. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you know, it was on me to go. Good. I still had to look in the mirror. I still had to look at my family. You understand what I'm saying? So indiscriminate to all of that, you know, you can fake it to make it, but there's a cost. Just like there's a cost for being real, there's a cost for being fake. You know, you'll lose yourself in that.
Yeah, that's why you be going crazy and shit.
Yep.
Right.
That's exactly what we.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you. You probably still got some people like so far like if you was a leader, you probably got your people. They probably still stay in touch with you and everything like that, huh?
Right. Any place I ever worked, anybody that I was ever around that I had time with to make an impact on, we in contact. Most of us, because that's real. You can't fake that.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So if you was full of shit, that's how they gonna remember you. You understand what I'm saying? Like any job, like even my last contracting job, I was working at Bridgestone Tires. You see what I'm saying? And out there in near Augusta. You see what I'm saying? and I was out there at that plant with them young brothers and sisters, and you know cats from the corner. It don't matter what age, what generation, blah, blah, blah. And they come into work 11, 12 hours out of the day, and they leaving work and going back to the corner and going back to work. So that means they got 1 foot in the street and 1 foot out.
Yeah.
And all you are is somebody that could be a problem for them, or somebody that they can inspire and look at as an example to get that other foot out the street, or put that other foot back in the damn street. You see what I'm saying? So you got to manage personalities and people, and you got tasks, you got to handle your business, and you got to really, engage with them. These young black men and women going to decide how they're going to be based off of their interactions with you, because they with you 12 hours out of the day. You see what I'm saying? So me having a captive audience of 40 young brothers and sisters, I'm like, man, look at God. Put me right back in heaven. You understand what I'm saying? Let's talk, let's build. You see what I'm saying? Let's get some things together and let's handle our business. And I was straight with them. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So they were straight with me. So any place, go ahead.
Now I'm gonna say something, especially like some of the guys, like they don't got no father figure. They don't be knowing, They ain't gonna say nothing, but they really do be needing their help. But they ain't gonna say nothing, but they really be needing somebody to look out for them and give them advice sometimes.
And many of them fathers already. You see what I'm saying? Many of them fathers already. They're like 18 years old with 2 or 3 kids.
Yeah, don't know what to do. Acting like they know what to do. They don't know.
Right. So I'm like, we down south. I work with a young lady worked with me. She was 25. Her mother was 40, and her grandmother was 55.
Dang.
You see what I'm saying? And she had 3 kids. She's like, I make more money than my mama and my grandmama. I was like, hey. You understand what I'm saying? Like, so you got to look at that situation and go in there and see, like, okay, where can I affect change and how? You see what I'm saying? It's change might be minuscule on one level, and then it be maximization on a whole nother level. Just what you're saying, keeping people out of their heads and stuff like that. You see what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, you don't even understand the beauty of the task that you have. You got these young minds right here, young impressionable minds that you can speak to on a daily basis. You just keep it real with them about life, and they just see how you move. They watch you, and they come talk to you. And, in them instances, you give back. You see what I'm saying? And that's a part of my other program, DTK Empower Youth Services with at-risk youth. Because, you said, what made you go into the military? I was in a position like them young people. You see what I'm saying? With no guidance, or with all the guidance in the world, but it didn't matter, with no father. You understand what I'm saying? So you fighting, and you angry and you upset, and all you really wanted
is a daddy.
Somebody who looked like you to love you, not somebody who was in your life and abandoned you. You see what I'm saying? You don't even know what kind of place you in. You just know you in a place.
Yeah, so, I was watching that Roxanne Shante interview where she's talking about DMX. Like that affected him for his whole life. That one thing where you were, and then it's like, yo, mama be back, or mama be back. But you like, you ain't never see her again after that type thing.
Right.
And you like a child. You know what I'm saying? You ain't, and then the foster families, like she was saying, man, some of them just in it for the money. They don't care about you.
They said so many kids end up just missing in foster system. They just end up
they be running away.
Yeah. I mean, if that might be running away, shit, it might be something else too.
Yeah.
Can't hear you.
Oh, I said they probably go back to the street or prostitute. They get tricked into prostitution, man. Because some of what you saying, I could relate to, because when I was a CO for a little bit, and those young men in there, man, they see what type of dude you are, or see what type of time you on. They'll come and try to chop it up with you. Not on some. You gotta watch who you chop it up with though when you work in there, because some dudes they ain't trying to. They ain't got no good intentions, man. They trying to get you to bring them a cell phone or some weed in, but some really like want your wise counsel. But also, what I would tell them, like, because they'll like preface it sometimes like, look, man, you know, your life better than mine, so how you feel about this? I had to pause, like, bro, you can't really say my life is better than yours, because you don't know. I'm dealing with, I got stuff I gotta leave here and deal with as a husband, father. You know, I got bills, I gotta pay medical. You ain't paying nothing while you in here, and you single.
But I still always think about jail like shit. We only like one false accusation of being in jail anyway. All they got.
Yeah, facts.
And we in jail.
Yeah, my warden used to always tell us, you know, pick a side. You know, you could be a CO or you could be an inmate, because it's a very, very thin line but between the two. And I saw that there. You know, I seen like 6-7 people that I knew that started before me, right after me. They didn't got jammed up. They locked up right now. My lieutenants, man, one facing life and one got sentenced to like 50 years. So it's like, damn, man, one day you like, he telling you what to do, next thing you telling him what to do because he locked up. So yeah, it's a crazy thing. But real quick, man, I saw you did the thing on buck breaking, and I'm gonna be honest, I didn't even know what it was. I went and looked it up real quick before we started the show. I know Poe used to always talk about it, but I don't know if he labeled it as buck breaking
I'm saying, I know Tariq Nasheed got something coming out about buck breaking too.
Yeah, I know that y'all did it y'all had an episode on the 1st, right? April.
Right. Yeah, I didn't want to infringe on what he's doing, because I know, you know, Lord Jamar, my sister, Dr. Oya Ma'at, and some other people are together and they're compiling and doing it. And I don't know what angle they're coming from. I just, you know, I wanted to respond to some of the stimuli that's out here and psychological effects, you know, that's associated with buck breaking. So it's not just the physical act. You see what I'm saying? Taking, you know, manhood or womanhood, or, you know, spoiling innocence from a young brother or sister. It's more psychological ramifications that are there. So I wanted to go into it in a place. And if y'all seen like the little thumbnail that I made, I saw that little serpent coming down, and it's very, very simplistic in that regard. That's all it takes for somebody to get into your head or in your ear. You understand what I'm saying? To have you move towards your detriment. You know, they'd be like, yo, man, I don't mess with that cat Poe. And now you questioning everything you know about Poe. That's it. You see what I'm saying? Like, you know, in law, what they call it is reasonable doubt. That's it. All they have to do is deal with that expectation of reasonable doubt, or reasonable suspicion for a stop, or probable cause for a stop, or to, you know, come into your house, or whatever the case may be. They operate in that level, and there's a variance and the tolerance that's there, that's given, some latitude that's given. You see what I'm saying? So that kind of situation happens to us on a daily basis, you know, and with the things that we ingest. So I just used it from that, you know, perspective of a psycho-spiritual type of situation to let you know, like, it's not always bold. Oftentimes it's very, very subtle. You see what I'm saying?
What you think? What you think happened to Deshaun Watson?
Right, same thing.
I felt like that's something that was probably happening to him, because and then on the flip side, it's like no one ain't gonna care about all the. If you can have 15 people say you did something negative, but you can have 100 come and say you did something positive. They still gonna worry about them 15 though.
That's what happened to Bill Cosby.
Right.
Hey, I forgot to ask you about. We was talking about the Army. So you had it was like, I was just thinking about it. So you had the one where the black guy that was the Army lieutenant, he got pulled.
Oh yeah,
and everything by the cop. Then you had now it's a white dude. He's I guess he's a sergeant or something in the Army. He harassing this little black boy walking home in his neighborhood.
Right.
He was telling him to leave. I was like, damn, man, that shit crazy. Like, especially I'm like, man, I was like, how this dude, if he in the Army acting like that? Because he in the Army acting like that, he should know better. Because he working with so many different damn races in the Army.
But there was people in the military that stormed the Capitol.
But did you see how many? But man, they showing now it's hella black people at that dude's house, pulled up at his house.
Yeah,
they at his house. They want him to come out now. He don't want to come out. I mean, it was like at least like 30 people, all black. They at his house waiting. Like, what's up?
Interesting. That's interesting.
I mean, sometimes I'll be like, man, that's why I don't really be too tough on that marching no more. I'm like, man, we gotta start doing something more than that marching sometimes, because marching only gonna get you so far. Just like that shit happened right there. Or even I just be like, how many damn deaths? And then you just gonna keep marching for deaths? Like, you gotta just take action sometime.
It's a death march. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So we know from the military, you know, shout out to Bobby Dick Gregory, you know, rest in peace to him and blessings to his family. He said the first thing you teach a military to do is march. That's the first thing we learn how to do. If you can't march, you wasn't gonna stay.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? You know, we came in the military in the 90s. Like it ain't the same like today. If you did not meet the standard or exceed the standard, your ass was going to the house. You're just gonna have to do something else.
Hey, that's a fact. That's a fact. Hey, look. Hey, it's gonna be. Hey, they should say we could train or you could be in pain. Y'all pick which one y'all want. We want to train, sir. Like,
right.
Because if you had to be so athletic back then, you had to be like nigga play some kind of sport in high school. It wasn't just no class dude.
Right. So the psychology of that, I talked about it.
Yeah, that's funny.
with one of my people, and I was like, just think about the psychological ramifications, because they think we be tripping and acting extra and crazy when all this stuff be going on. This man, his trauma point, like the origin of his trauma is his car for the rest of his life. If he get a different car, no matter what, he has to relive the trauma associated with that experience every time he goes in his car.
And every time you see a cop.
Right. Hear a siren, all that. But this is all instinctual things that we have been desensitized to. So we don't even really take it to account, especially us. We was over places where shit blew the fuck up. You understand what I'm saying? So it's like you either hear it and it startled you, or you get crazy, or it don't even affect you. You see what I'm saying? So you hear munition, you hear small arms fire, you hear explosions, whatever. Like your mind frame, you're in a different place. You see what I'm saying?
It's just sad. Like you saw, he was in the uniform. So why would you, if you see him in the uniform, why would you keep doing that? Like he saw him in the uniform. So
the uniform won't save you. Your uniform ain't enough.
Yeah.
You look at the history. You look at the history in this country.
He disrespecting the troops.
but look at the whole thing that's associated with it. This is not a new phenomenon. This is a historical significance. So they like, oh, if you dress a certain kind of way, blah blah blah. They hung us in suits. They hung our sisters in Sunday dresses. You see what I'm saying? Like they killed people in uniform before, like it didn't mean anything. You understand what I'm saying? So this is not armor for you. This is not going to protect you. This is what makes you the weapon. You see what I'm saying? Our skin tone, our disposition. This is what they fighting against, and this is what they look to kill. We got to understand the psychology and that goes along with the training. What color are the silhouettes in the targets when we go to target practice? When we go to the range, what color are the silhouettes?
Black.
They're black. You understand what I'm saying? So you're rewarded for killing black. You understand? You're rewarded for killing black. So you showing up your target, you smiling and cheesing like, look at my group and look at my shots and blah blah blah. You're shooting a black body. So what's the difference between what you're shooting at in the range and what you're shooting at in the world? Nothing. It's the same. You see it just the same kind of way. And they use terminology and language to justify how they move.
Message.
Look, remember when they had the video with the body cam of the white cop? He pulled over the two white girls, and the girl was scared to get her ID out to him. He was like, I need his driver's license. She's like, I'm scared to get it because I've been watching the news. Mm-hmm. He was like, he started laughing. He said, well, if you've been watching the news, then you would know we don't shoot white people.
Straight up.
So get your license for me. You know what I'm saying? So you can't. How you gonna sit there and tell me you scared because you've been watching the news? You don't see us shooting you on the news.
And then he dumb enough. Like, think about it. He said
it all on his body cam too.
Shit. Yeah, it's like you dumb enough. You saying that shit on your body cam
because they don't care.
Like, you don't give a damn.
They don't give a damn.
And like I always tell people, I said, man, like you said, I like what you said about the trigger point because I've been talking about that recently too. You know, because mental health, we got to talk about that more. But yeah, people got trigger points, but people always say, how come they was resistant or how come they just didn't do what they told them? I said, man, you never know what's going on in that person's mind. Like for us, we've been so wrong in life that if we know we ain't do nothing, we gonna throw a fit. If you pull me over and I know I got some stuff in the trunk, I'm gonna say, sir, can I have my ticket? I want to get out of here.
Right.
Because I don't want you searching nothing. I don't want you doing anything like that. But if you pull me over and I ain't do nothing, I'm gonna be real animated in telling you that I didn't do that because I know I didn't do anything. And like I always say, I don't know too many black folk that wake up in the morning and say, I'm gonna kill a cop as soon as I get a chance to. Like that fear. I hate that fear thing because we probably more scared than you are, based on the history of our interactions with you. So how y'all using the fear thing, but we couldn't use the fear thing in reverse. Like if you was to just fire off because you scared, you're not gonna be able to get away with using a fear defense when you go to court.
Right.
So I feel like, yeah, we got trigger points too, and being wrongfully accused is probably a trigger point for a lot of black men because, you know, you've been wrongfully accused by your significant others. And when you know you ain't did nothing, you like, look, I ain't do it. I'm going, and you vehemently deny what they're accusing you of.
But I'm saying, you don't think that's a setup? Like they already know, like, oh, I'm just gonna
keep gonna spaz if I do this.
Yeah. So they like trying to set you up. It's like they
know what a taser feel and look like too.
Yeah. That's why I be like,
on that training you got. I mean, like, on the side of the road, it's life or death. That's what you need to understand. And this is what we have to train our children and you know, people that we care about and loved ones. You understand? Like on the side of the road, it's life or death, and you decide. 80%, 20% is on them. Their job is to create crime. If there's no crime, they don't have a job.
True.
So, them coming to your car. They already know who you are. 100%. They know who you are. They run your license, blah, blah, blah. They got the systems to check through, you know, in some cases with these good systems, they can see all the way through everything you ever had just by putting up your license. You understand what I'm saying? So there's a situation to where they have to provoke crime in a situation. You see what I'm saying? They mandated with tickets and all kind of other shit. You understand? Like, so it's not a situation that's in your favor. They can issue you a citation. You talk law where law is. Like some of us need to stop watching some of these dumbass videos that's out here when you're inviting people to death. You understand? Because they're ready for, like, oh, you're ready for death. They told the buddy, you about to ride lightning. You understand? They were going to tase him, drag him out the vehicle, and beat the shit out of him because he was wasting their time. You see what I'm saying? Like, and in his mind, he had certain things that he had to take into account. You know, he's in the military. He got to maintain something that we know in the military called military bearing. You see what I'm saying? He's an officer, you know, versus an enlisted. It's a certain kind of way you have to carry yourself, blah, 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 your expectations. He knows that his hands have to be in plain sight at all times. So they saying unbuckle the seatbelt. With guns drawn on him, a quick movement, when you're not in control of your bodily functions in regards to compliance, you go from here to here, gun, boom, 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 boom. They was about to light his ass up. You understand what I'm saying?
And the click from the seatbelt, they gonna say, "Oh, he unclipped the seatbelt. We thought he was cocking back a gun." Man, come on, I wouldn't do that either. I ain't pulling no seatbelt.
He in a whole situation to where he got nothing to do but kind of hope this immobilizing, fearful kind of posture, which is anti-military. You understand what I'm saying? Has him in a position to where he's showing no threat of any kind. You see what I'm saying? Like, no matter what is being said, all of these things is going through his mind in a couple of seconds. You know, we are looking and affected in a certain kind of way through vicarious trauma, and he's in there living it. So they're spraying him, and he can't even deal with that. He's like, oh, that's messed up. You understand? Like, he can't even be in that moment with the pain that he got dealing with, because all these other factors are still there. I still have to make sure that my hands don't go down, because if my hands go down, I'm out of here.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? My hands go down, I'm out of there. They're hyped up. That cortical steroids going through their mind. They're ready to kill. You understand what I'm saying? Like, and make it look like it's the fault. So when you go to that next situation that you was talking about with the lady and the young brother, you know, the difference between a taser and the gun, in that moment, that shit go onto your head. You right there with the gun. You are there's no taser in the situation.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? You know what you're reaching for. That's boom.
Oh, yeah.
That's right there.
Yeah.
Boom. Death is imminent right there. You see what I'm saying? So these are situations right there to where, if you know the factors, their job is to create crime, and you know 90% of their training is fighting, shooting, and killing.
Yeah, he had a little small misdemeanor bench warrant too, so it was like you wouldn't even tell, but you wouldn't tell him that.
Of their training is de-escalation. I already told you the silhouettes is black. I don't care if they light skin black, dark skin black, they black. Mm-hmm. And you shoot black when you see it.
Yeah, I remember, man. I remember one time, like, my car quit working and I was on the side of the road, and the cop came to help me. But then he was acting like he was about to shoot me. Then I was like, God damn. So I know, I was like, man, if a cop coming to help me, he acting like this, I know I don't want to see no cop if I'm doing something bad. Cause I was like, that's God damn. So I was like,
that's why I said, when you know you're doing something bad, you try to get out of there as quick as you can. Look, I know what I did. I did this wrong. I'm sorry. I'll take my ticket. I'm out of here, because you already know. But it's just when you know you didn't do nothing, it just triggers you to react the way that you see certain people react. It's like, how I do that? I ain't do that. But they call that, now you resisting and showing hostile.
Hostile intent. Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah. Nah. I've been watching
we gotta be
trial.
Perfect. Yeah, we gotta be perfect. You see what I'm saying? You can't do this shit they talking about, roll your window down a little bit and tell them you don't answer questions and all of those stupid ass shit. They're gonna break your window, beat your ass, and kill you. You understand? Mm-hmm. Like I wish you would roll the window up. Like you see what I'm saying? Like, so you can't do what you see everybody else do, because you ain't everybody else.
Man, that shit was crazy, man. I used to work at the YMCA. So it was this cop, and he used to be in a black cop. So we used to work out together and everything. So that was like my junior, senior year. So I went to the military, and then I came back. I was like on leave, and then me and my boy was driving, and he pulled us over. So I was like, yo, man, what's up? He was like, he's just like, man, give me your ID. And I'm like, man, you don't remember me? He's like, get off my streets. I was like, wow. So that was like, I was young, so I put that in my head. I was just like, man, I was like, I ain't gonna never fuck no cops no more. This nigga really act like he didn't know me. Like, this nigga used to work out with me at the gym, and he was like, get off my streets, like acting like he don't know me and shit.
Right.
That cop.
I know he can't. He can't. You see what I'm saying? Like, he has an allegiance. You understand what I'm saying? Like,
it's blue now. He's got a blue allegiance now. He ain't got no black allegiance no more.
Yeah, I'm saying I was a little kid, so it was like my junior, senior year. I mean, he was old, but he was a cop. We used to work out and everything. I was like, damn. I was like, where that come from? I was just like, yeah, that shit. Like, it still messed me up. I don't understand how that shit happened. But I was like, wow, this nigga like really flipped on me like that. He was like, he didn't even know me and shit. He was talking about get off my streets and shit. I was like, you don't remember me? I'm like, what's up? I remember you. Get off my streets. I'm like.
100%, man. Hey, you know, that's a part of, you know, what they sign up for. You see what I'm saying? So we got to know what we signed up for in them situations. I was on the side of the road, and we was changing the tire, me and my homeboy. You see what I'm saying? Cop pulled up. It's dead winter. I took my jacket off and threw it in the truck. You understand what I'm saying? Cop pull up.
I ain't got nothing on me. I ain't finna breathe for nothing.
Jacket. I'm in shorts. I'm in shorts and a t-shirt, freezing out there trying to change that tire now. You understand what I'm saying? Because that de-escalating his mind frame coming up to the situation. He didn't even get out the car yet. You understand? I don't need him getting out the car with any kind of mentality other than what he was calling himself trying to do over there, render aid or assistance. You see what I'm saying? So that de-escalated the whole situation. I don't care how cold I was. I wasn't dead cold.
You probably didn't even feel it.
You gotta be
So, it's different situations right there, and you have to maintain who you are in those situations, because who you are may help you or hurt you. So either way it goes, you gotta be all in. You gotta make that decision. You see what I'm saying? Like to know what you're trying to do, and you can't put yourself in a situation where you respond based off of some emotion or something like that. You gotta maintain yourself at all times. You understand what I'm saying? Like what they say in boxing.
I think military helped me with that. I think the military helped me do that exactly. Like you able to just have that stuff run through your brain real quick on how you need to react in that certain situation where you already know, like, I don't pop off. You know how many dudes is in jail and prison right now because they didn't have that split second to think about what they was about to do before they did it. Like,
I would say, what's the number one rule in boxing? What they always say, what's the last thing they say?
All the time.
Yeah. That's the number one.
Keep your back against.
You're gonna be all right.
Look, keep your back against the wall and always know where the closest exit is. That's what they teach them in the jail. You gotta have your back against that wall, man, because you don't know who coming. They tell the officers that and the inmates. You got to be able to get out of there. But yeah, man, look, we appreciate you. We got. I know
y'all got another guest coming up. Y'all should have put me on this with the same day. Y'all should let me stay, man.
We should have had you at the end.
Right, you should have me stay and help with the interview and shit. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got the man who made Candy Rain coming on this.
Oh yeah, you should. Hey, you know what? We might have we can have the three black brothers for the interview or whatever. But yeah, man, you got to come back. You know, so you taking that knowledge.
Well, y'all
have us on the radio over there where you at, man. We'll come through with you one day.
Hell yeah, I need y'all over there, man. Hey, shout out to y'all and what y'all doing, man. Y'all got an amazing platform. You understand what I'm saying? And y'all giving voices to the voiceless, and y'all celebrating folks that people
need to know about.
Right, you see what I'm saying? So I love it, man. I love it, man. Tell the brother from Soul for Real, man. You understand what I'm saying? He know what he did for our life when we was young. You understand?
Hey, that's a fact. You know how many little butts you didn't grab from that or songs you didn't add and look, that's why I said that's what I'm gonna tell him, man.
Roller skates and shit. We was roller skating because of you, brother. You understand what I'm saying?
I'm gonna call you and let the song play in the background on the phone.
Right.
That's what we had to do back then. We had to call you and let you hear the song play on the voicemail or something. Hey, did you try to change your voice, huh?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What I did yesterday, I'm sorry.
What's up?
Your mama get on the phone. Get your ass on that damn phone.
But you put the song back on when you done with talking. You put the song back on to the mic.
Yeah, hey, but look, sometimes the person called you and the answer machine picked up and you didn't know, so your mama hear everything when she go play the messages on the answer machine. She said, "Well, who you was talking to?" You saying all crazy stuff on the answer machine. Put this bar of soap in your mouth. You talking reckless. But yeah, man, look, we're gonna definitely have you back, and we're gonna actually come over there and support you as well. So we appreciate it, man.
All right,
bro. You stay down.
All right, peace, y'all.
All right, we'll be back, y'all. Check us out. At popoliticking.com, at djperiod.com. We live on YouTube. We'll be right back with another interview with Jakes from Soul for Real.